Following on from last week's Spill the Coffee, we're here.
Still.
In exactly the same place. I'm still not got through my shortbread that Keith told me off for talking with my mouth full. So I'm going to hand over to him for the first question.
If you could travel back in time to any period, what piece of modern day equipment would you take with you and why? Well, sometimes when you see films and they travel it back in time, we often say, why don't they invent, inverted commas, something back then and make an absolute fortune? What would we take?
I think there's only one answer to that, and that'd be
a camera.
A still camera, probably more than a video camera. Yeah, just to be able to capture some images from the past in real good quality, definition, whatever. But I think more probably a stills than a video camera. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, camera equipment of some sort.
And possibly audio equipment.
Yeah, I was going to say, because then you could, if you got to interview some historical figures, you could actually record them saying things rather than it sort of transcribed in historical.
And turn into that Chinese whispers type thing. What about you, Nab? Don't know whether you can see him on camera here. The Bonio inventors. Hey, go back and see them. What would you take with you? A big bag. Number 2. Some of your innuendos are a bit near the knuckle. Is that just you or exaggerated for effect?
Well, we just said in the previous...
I don't know whether that was last week.
Last week, I think, wasn't it? Or it was the first question here. This is us, so it's not exaggerated. If anything, they're tempered a little bit.
This is what friends see. What you hear us say, it's just us anyway. Friends hear us say exactly the same type of things. Yeah, so no, it's just us.
Oh, crikey. Name the top 5 places in the UK that you have visited that you could see yourselves moving to and living in.
This is a recent one that's coming from Mickey over in Montana. He said, please, because he loves everywhere we go. So hello, Mickey.
The Lake District, somewhere.
I can name 5 places. At number 5, Keswick. At number 4, Keswick. At number 3, Keswick. At number 2, Keswick. And at number 1, I don't know. We've been quite, we were quite enamoured with places on the Outer Hebrides.
We were, and we have been looking, but we haven't been there in winter.
No.
And the logistics, I mean, the properties we've spotted that we could perhaps even remotely think about affording would need renovating and everything. But, I mean, it's a project.
I mean, the Outer Hebrides would have always been one where it's too far away from family and stuff and all that. But I don't think that would really count these days, would it?
No.
The amount of family we see, apart from our sisters, we don't really see any family, so...
And my sister's over in France most of the time
anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, the Lake Districts, I think somewhere would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you know of us old, you know that Keswick always draws us back, no matter what time of year.
That area of the lakes, anyway.
Yeah. We always end up in Keswick at some point, don't we? On the periphery of Keswick, I would think, if money was no object, I think.
But then, yeah. But anywhere, really. Yorkshire Dales.
Yorkshire Dales. I mean, Cornwall's nice, but...
just gets crowded.
It's so crowded, yeah.
So does the Lake District in parts. So, yeah, I mean,
Settle's another one in the Yorkshire Dales. We've always said we could live here. I think probably tops is somewhere in Cumbria in the Lakes.
Yes, I would have said Cumbria. So if you know any little farms or small holdings
that we can rent,
because
we can't afford a mortgage.
But yeah,
room for a goat or two.
But to be fair, we have looked at the Outer Hebrides because there were Well, we enjoyed it there, didn't we?
We did. We loved it. As you're going to see soon, you might even be seeing, as this video goes out, you might even be seeing the first
We start coming
of
up
the
with
videos
nothing
trickling
else.
through now.
But yeah, so we'll see.
What number was that? 2. Was that 2? I think
Must have been.
Who'd pulled that out? You.
I did.
Please don't send any more questions for a while, because we're not. We've probably got another 4 lots in here. Oh, this is another.
Never ending.
How? Excuse me. How old are you both? My wife and I have different opinions on it. She thinks you're both mid-50s, and I think early 60s. If you read this one out, the one who's closest to the right ages gets to choose which takeaway we have. Hope we don't offend you with this question. Well, that's actually
Flattering.
most inoffensive question that's been asked. Oh, no, not.
No.
I'm 61. And you're 70 nearly next year.
I'm 68. 69 in December.
So
70 next year, as he keeps reminding people.
So who gets to have the takeaway then? And what you're going to have?
So,
I don't think I'm doing it again.
you are.
Go on,
I don't know what you're going to say, do I?
You usually do. I don't think we're bad for our ages.
No, still playing rugby-ish.
I'm not.
Another deep one. Which bit of the UK do you consider to have the richest, most layered history to explore? I suppose that was Northumberland, wasn't it? Because of
Northumberland because of the
the
Romans.
Romans, you know, and there's a lot to explore there because there's still a lot of Roman features. Certainly with the Hadrian's Wall and all the forts. Although we down in the where were we? Hampshire way, we found a big Roman amphitheatre.
Yeah, and in South Wales.
and
somewhere.
village.
It depends what you mean by layered. Do you mean different periods of history, or it depends? I'm not sure how to
To interpret that.
interpret it. Oh,
But certainly
Cornwall, I suppose.
Cornwall,
Cornwall, because it's got all the Neolithic stuff, and
then throughout the ages,
again the Hebrides.
the Hebrides have got the stone circles and standing stones, and then up to sort of the black houses. So yeah, there's
Yeah, it depends which way you want us to interpret that question.
history goes in many directions, and then some of the churches that we've seen date back to
Normans and well before.
medieval times, and then Reformation and all sorts. So it's I don't know whether there's any one particular area of the UK that we'd say has more than any others apart from Northumberland. But that is really a lot of Roman, and I suppose with the castles, sort of the Jacobite revolutions and so on. But,
When you go down to Cornwall, you've got all the castles again with the Henry VIII connections and Napoleonic. So it depends on. I don't know. As Keith said, I don't know how to interpret the question. Where do you think, if you live in the UK or you've visited the UK, where do you think's got the most layered history? Be interesting for us to know for the future, to be honest. Yeah.
because we don't look at the layers of history. We just fancy going to somewhere, and just discover the history, don't we?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, you're not going to see it for a while. We're off to the Isle of Man in 3 weeks or so. And again, that's got a lot of layers of history. It's got the Viking stuff, and then you've discovered some Napoleonic bits and pieces, aren't you? There's also a lot of World War I and World War II history there that
You don't associate with that.
no, which when I've been looking at stuff, we found which is going to be interesting to share as well. And it's not just your normal World War history; it's quite different. So again, that'll be somewhere different to share. I mean, Keith's been before and from childhood, so there's bits he knows anyway. But what question was that?
Four,
But yeah,
four, I think.
let us know. Is it you?
No, it's you.
Let us know where you think in the UK has got layers of history that's worth looking at that we've perhaps not been to, or we have been to even. Number 5, then.
Then we might get a little bit of bite of the...
We might.
This.
The cherry. Will you ever go to Europe or further in your van? Or if not, in your camper van? Would you travel abroad and rent a vehicle?
We've got an open invite down to the middle of South France, where my sister's got a place. Yes, we would. It becomes awkward with the dogs and expensive with the dogs, but we would consider it at some point. We thought about Ireland.
Yeah.
And there's a way round the dogs on that trip now.
But further afield, Europe or the world.
Scandinavia.
Yeah, Scandinavia would be nice. But again, I don't know whether we'd take the van or whether if we could afford it, rent out there. Or...
Well, I've interrailed around Scandinavia, so that's an option.
Yeah, Keith talks about interrailing. You can get old folks interrail cards, can't you? So, but we'd have to find somewhere
for the dogs.
For the dogs, because it's not a dog journey, is it?
It can be.
Right.
Just get on enough trains.
Anybody want to sponsor us to do interrailing and take the dogs with us? So that was it. We're going to have a bit of cake. That was number 5, and that's the end of this one. So we'll be back in a few minutes, but that's next week, and we'll probably buy another coffee, but that is next week. So for now, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Take care. Bye. And stop recording.